for a little bit and hopefully get some watch hours. So I hope I get some awesome people to show up and hopefully get involved in the chat. All right. Just waiting for people to arrive. Peter the Leader 14, hello. Peter the Leader 14 wrote hello. Welcome in, Peter the Leader 14. Welcome in. All right. Adon Mena said hi. Welcome in, Adon Mena. Whoever is here, please hit the like. I'm seeing 2 likes. First, now 3 likes. First goal, 5 likes. So hit that like on the way in, folks. Hit the like on the way in. YouTube Police wrote sup and sup chat. What's up, YouTube Police? That's Gary. Peter the Leader, how was your day going? My day's great. Had a great day today. Productive today. Just got home from work not that long ago. All right. YouTube Police saying hello to people. I like to see that. Thank you for staying active in the chat, Gary. YouTube Police wrote long. I don't understand that comment. I don't understand what YouTube Police meant with that comment. Don Mena, do you remember me? Yes, I do. Welcome back. Say welcome back because you were in at least one of our live streams recently. All right. YouTube Police, 16 hours. We'll be getting off in about 30 minutes. All good. I am happy you are here. Thank you so much for being here, and everybody who's here. Thank you so much. Hit the like in the way, and it's showing 22 accounts playing this right now. It showed. Now it's showing 13. Whoever's here, hit the like. We're at 6 likes already. That was relatively quick. So first goal crushed. Next goal, 10 likes. Let's make it happen. Novi309H wrote hi. Welcome in. YouTube Police. Well, my goal is always to make everybody coming in feel welcome. Thank you for doing that. That's a great goal to have. Very kind. Peter the Leader, Colin, do you remember me? My name used to be Snow Trooper. Oh, okay. Now I remember. Adon Mena, yes, sorry if I did not see your other streams. That is all good. I'm happy you're here right now. And so everybody who's here, you can do something kind. That's completely free right now. Hit the like. And if you would be kind enough to comment in the chat, my wife and I would really appreciate the support. So stay active in the chat. Nova30 or 09H maybe wrote, how are y'all doing today? Well, if I'm included in the y'all, I'll let you know. I am great. Had an awesome day, productive day. Just got home from work recently. YouTube Police, I've seen people that get so upset because they weren't greeted when they came in. So it seems like the least I can do to show my appreciation for the shield. All right. I mean, I think that might be strange for people to get upset for not greeting other people. in the live stream. But I do think it's rude to not say hello to the host or hostess of a live stream. I think that's bad YouTube etiquette. I think people should always say hello to the host or hostess, um, preferably shortly after arriving into the live stream. YouTube police doing well. Great to hear that you're well, Gary. Gary, if I remember correctly, did you have a surgery recently? Or maybe it wasn't recently. Maybe I'm incorrect about that, maybe. YouTube police, maybe, but some folks do go out of their way to be offended. Some people are easily offended. And you know what? I keep it real. I am easily offended at times. I can be sensitive at times. YouTube police, I thought I did. Sorry if I didn't. Sup at Holistic Heritage Homestead. It's all good if you didn't. Gary, you're cool. You're awesome. And I don't remember if you did or not. But hello, if I didn't say hello to you. You already did, Gary. You did in the beginning. YouTube police, not me. I just work a lot. I work a lot too. And I could still be sensitive, and I still am sensitive at times, and I'm still offended at times. Nova309H wrote, me too. I'm not sure what that was in response to or about. Perhaps having a great day. Maybe they meant they're having a great day also. If so, then that's great. YouTube police, I am totally aware. Not sure what that was about. All right. Again, just a reminder, folks, if you're here, please hit the like. I'm seeing 8 likes, getting close to that second goal of 10. Thank you. Folks, this live stream is a hangout session. It's an open discussion. So if there's anything you want to talk about, mention a topic, and I will approve or disapprove the topic. And if I approve the topic, then as long as people aren't writing anything bad, then it's all good. It's all good. So if you have anybody has any topic or topics in mind, drop them in the chat and I will approve or disapprove. After all, this is mine and my wife's live stream, so I like to control the discussion and keep it clean, keep it respectful, kind, and friendly. We are a family-friendly channel. We keep our content clean, and I try to keep the live streams clean as well. Let me read the chat. I was saying I am aware that you work a lot of hours. That's all. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying what you meant. Adon Mana, yo, I've been waiting to see you streams, but I don't get notif. I think Adon Mana meant notifications. Well, hit the bell if you haven't. Hopefully that will fix that. If not, just if you have the time and if you want to, just check our channel and see if we happen to be live. YouTube, please, I can't stay long. Just about to finish off my day here at work. All right. Sure as you should on your channel. Yes. Keep control of your channel, that is. Yes, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, you know, I just like to keep the discussions clean and keep them happy. And trolls do show up. Trolls do show up. And some people could just really be horrible and just write horrible things, disgusting things, bad things. Sorry, I tend to type as you ask a question. If a statement seems out of place, it's because I was agreeing or commenting on what you say. It's all good. All good. Thank you so much for clarifying. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. I'm like, maybe frequently in live streams, which is understandable, I think, that there's however much going on and it's hard to know if people are if the comment was meant for me, other person or people in the chat, or me and another person or people in the chat. Sometimes it's tough to follow along. Adon, but today I got it. All right, cool, cool. They don't show up as much on the widescreen as they show up on the vertical. Trolls, that is. Well, I think because well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it more, maybe I think with horizontals, I think I used to think that it was only subscribers, but actually, I think there's a way or are ways that non-subscribers can watch horizontals, or maybe I heard that. Let me know if that's true, because if it's subscribers, then hopefully you're less likely to get trolls in your live streams. Does anyone here go to school? I do not go to school. What music do you listen to? That's a great question. I listen to a wide variety of music. The past few years or so, maybe more than the past few years, I tend to listen to a lot of Christian music. A lot of Christian hip hop. Out of the Christian stuff I listen to, a lot of that is Christian hip hop slash rap, whatever it's considered. All right. What about you, Nov3? Adon Mena wrote me. Not sure what. Oh, that might have been in response to Peter's question about going to school. YouTube police. I have ongoing education to keep up my certification, if that counts. I think, well, I don't know if that counts as school. Perhaps school has to be a certain setting, certain context or something, maybe. As far as learning, I am always learning. I am an autodidact. I self-educate a lot. I love reading. I love watching videos and learning. I'm a very curious person, so I'm always looking things up, researching, learning. If you look at the analytics, it shows you what people watch on. What do you mean about the analytics thing, YouTube police? What people watch on? Oh, as far as if they're watching like from a phone or like personal computer, is that what you mean? Centino Monero, yeah, random people scrolling lives will come across you not being subscribed. That's how I'm here. Well, welcome in, Centino Monero. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I know with vertical live streams, people can just find them, people that are not subscribed. And if any of you are not subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, hit the subscribe option. It's kind, it's free. Please connect to mine and my wife's channel. We would both really appreciate it. Peter wrote, I will count that. Okay. Then I still attend classes from time to time. If you attend classes, I think that would probably be considered school. It might be considered school. No, if that's good. I listen to Green Day and that kind of stuff. All right. Many years ago, I might have been in elementary school. I think it was elementary school. I listened to Green Day, the Dookie album. I know many of the lyrics to that the songs from that album. YouTube police have to attend 24 hours of continuing education a year to maintain my certification as a police officer. Continuing education is very important for certain professions. Part of that will be qualifying on the range, but that's only for 4 hours. That's great. I mean, if people are going to carry firearms, they should know how to safely use them and use them with proficiency. Especially if they're, well, they should know how to safely use. Everyone should know how to safely use them. As far as proficiency, I mean, there's a learning curve, and I shouldn't say everyone should be proficient because everyone starts off not proficient. But anyone that's a law enforcement officer should definitely be proficient, and everyone should be safe. Adon Manny, you are the best streaming. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. See, that was like, that made me feel good. That made me happy. Cost them nothing. Spread some love in the world, folks. It's easy. Okay. Actually, it's not always easy, but we should do it anyways, even when it's not easy. And it's arguably even more important when it's not easy to be kind, to be selfless. It helps break the cycle of negativity and can help you feel better, besides helping other people feel better. All right. YouTube, please. It will break down how many people watch on what type of device, i.e., phones, iPads, computer, other. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have thought that's what you meant. I'm curious to know if non subscribers can watch horizontal live streams or not. Adon Mena, you are the best streamer. Thank you. Adon Mena said hi. Thank you for staying active in the chat, Adon Mena and Gary. Gary's the gentleman who has the channel YouTube Police. And Nove3, thank you for being active in the chat. I subscribe. Boom! Thank you very much. YouTube Police, Later Gators. Oh, I missed one before I read I missed one, the comment before Later Gators. Got to run. Y'all have a great week. Hey, thank you so much for being here. You're awesome. I'm gonna swing by your channel either later or tomorrow. Had a busy day today, and give you some support. It's been a while since I've been over at your channel, so I'll try to swing by and show support. All right. So again, open discussion. If there's anything you want to talk about, folks, mention it in the chat. I will approve or disapprove. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it kind and nice and all that. Just saw a notification on my wife's phone about expecting rain around 1 a.m. That would be awesome because it's, well, I don't want to say it's gardening season. Because maybe spring here is technically garden season, but we're already doing some gardening, and we have seeds that we have planted and free cast thrown around, so hoping that they start growing. Nove3, how long have you and your wife been together? About, let me think. Usually been times I'm sharper with that. 13 to 14 years. Trying to think which anniversary we just celebrated. Maybe we just celebrated our 13-year anniversary. We were together about a year before that, less than a year before that. So maybe 14 years, 13 or 14 years. Don Mena, you have helped me a lot on YouTube. I hit 40 subscribe. Awesome. Awesome. Folks, one of the best things about live streams, maybe especially with smaller channels like 5K or less, 10K or less, is that it's a great opportunity to network. I was maybe blown away when I first started joining live streams. There's a woman who has her name is Sheena, and I learned from her and her live streams how to how a lot of connections are made in live streams and how channels can get momentum and gain connections and get supporters. And live streams are really powerful, not just for not just as far as the benefits for the person or people doing the live stream, but for the people in the live stream. It's an excellent way to make connections and grow your channels. Nove3, oh, that's great. Yes. My wife is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, her and my two sons are the best people I know. My wife has my wife and our two sons are the best people I know. My wife has an amazing character. She's a great person, has a huge heart. She is a biblical wife, or she tries to be, and I'd say almost always is, or usually it almost always is. And she is very supportive. She's absolutely amazing. In my life in general, I'm more blessed than I deserve. And as far as marrying my wife, that was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I hit a grand slam when I married my wife. Shawnee Grows. Been listening in, keeping an eye on things, joining the chat from Minnesota. Snow tomorrow, rain Thursday, snow Sunday. Poppy flower seeds are outside for stratification. I like the planning. I like the planning, Shawnee. Cold frame on hold. Welcome in, Shawnee. Shawnee is awesome. I actually, earlier, not that long ago, was watching the replay of Shawnee's live. After this live stream, if you're into gardening, and even if you're not into gardening, if you just like learning, Shawnee just had a very educational live stream about like the immune systems of plants and defense mechanisms of plants, and how having healthy plants can deter pests and slash or prevent pests or whatever, or um, make it so that the pests are less successful in their attempts to cause damage to plants. It was a really interesting live stream. I watched the full thing, packed with great information, and packed with things to provoke thought, which I really like. One of the things I love about YouTube videos is not just the knowledge I get from watching a video. I love that it gets me to think, and that it gets me to research other stuff. It like gets me going. Like it's got me looking different things up and researching things, and I love that. I love that. It's important to keep your brains going, folks. Not just with a lot of modern brain rot garbage. Educate yourselves. Educate yourselves. You should always be learning. Always self-improving. Shawnee Groves wrote, appreciate the kind words. Well, thank you for writing, appreciate the kind words. And in response to your comment, appreciate the kind words, you are very welcome. Well-deserved compliments. And yeah, Shawnee's cool. Shawnee's cool. You know, I was talking earlier, folks, about making connections, and Shawnee's a great example of the type of person who knows how, understands the power of live streams, both as a content creator who has her own live streams, and as a person who supports others in their live streams. Like Shawnee has been to many of mine and my wife's live streams, and she's made connections, I assume. I mean, I assume maybe many connections over whatever period of time. Adon Maynard wrote, hello guys. No 3, how's your day been? How's your day been? Shawnee Groves. Adon Maynard, glad you're here. All right, all right. Cold frame on hold. Poppy flowers. I think I actually planted, I hope I did. I had at least one seed package of them. I think I did recently. I think FreeCast, as I recall, they might have been pretty small. FreeCast or whatever it's called, some poppy seeds. Maybe sometime within the week, maybe a few days ago, maybe a week max. So hopefully they'll be able to get, if they benefit from cold stratification or need cold stratification. Hopefully, the relatively colder temperatures we've been getting on occasion, hopefully will help them germinate or make them germinate. Today was a really nice day. Warm yesterday, was beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful. It was like, I think, high 70s and low 80s for a good portion of the day, and super sunny. I love sunny. 60 and sunny, love it. 70, 80, 90 sunny, love it. 100 and sunny, I love it. Love the sun. It's great for mood. It's great for your health, and great for as far as your health. One of the ways that it's beneficial for your health is that vitamin D production. Vitamin D production from sun exposure is the best way to get vitamin D in your system. I made a beef, quinoa, tomato sauce, carrot, sweet potato, beet, parsnip bowl. Wow. Got some root vegetable, tubers. Wow, that sounds amazing. That's like my wife and I think would love that. And I think our two sons would love that as well. Went to the bank, spent a lot on fuel for vans on my children homeschool. Homeschool, boom. Thanks for asking. And you, I love seeing people chat in the chat, as in people in the chat chatting with one another. I love to see that. Preston Adams 5429 wrote professional. I'm not sure what they meant by professional. What did that comment mean, Preston Adams? Who is it to, and what did it mean? No 3. I called my boyfriend, and my day was good. Don Mana, I will sub to you guys. Awesome. Boom. Beautiful. If any connections are made, folks, please don't leave the live stream. If you can make connections while this live stream is playing, then do that. But if you have to leave the live stream to make the connections, please don't do that. Please stay here in the live stream. Help my wife and I get watch hours, and we will really appreciate it. I wanted to plant kale, chard, kohlrabi, cabbage, and broccoli in the cold frame, but with the forecast, it just wouldn't make sense yet. Ooh, the timing is tough for gardeners. It's tough. We have like 40 broccoli seedlings growing, give or take. And I think our older son told me it was like 40 and around 40, and they're leggy, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if they're ready yet, but you know what I'm going to do? We have a lot of them. I think I'm just going to take some and plant them out and see what happens. Preston Adams, your good soup, I believe, made by a professional. Oh, okay. So you were being kind. All right. Folks, sometimes I get a little like guarded, might be the word, because trolls show up on these vertical live streams, and sometimes people come in and they just act like fools. They're mean, they're horrible, or try to be mean. So sometimes I'm guarded, and I'm just like, what do you mean? You trolling? Hold on one moment, folks. Still in my work pants. Don Mena, I love you guys. Oh, that's awesome. I'm not sure if that was to me or not, but or I was included in that, or that was for me, but I'm going to say anyway, I love you. I love all the people that God created. I don't like all the people God created, and I don't have to. That's not biblical, I think. Love is biblical. But I love people and I hate sin. Shawnee goes, these meals are to help out my dad and his health, being able to put a meal in his fridge that he can heat up, doesn't have to think about. Great job, Shawnee. And having a bunch of different ingredients, like the thing you mentioned, um, the first thing you mentioned, is great because there's a diversity of nutrients, broader nutritional profile. Shawnee grows before tomorrow. I'm making a lentil ground beef, grated carrot, diced celery meatloaf. Oh, with a side of mashed sweet potatoes and broccoli. That sounds amazing. I think my wife and our two sons would like that. I think I would like that. I'm going to try to add some lentils. Hopefully, I'll remember to some meatloaf. I think that's a genius idea. Celery and meatloaf sounds great too. I don't know if I've ever done that or not, but I'm pretty sure I've never added lentils to meatloaf. No, bro. Amen. I'm assuming that was probably the whatever I said earlier. Thank you for the support of what I said by writing amen. That's what you were doing. Shawnee Grows. Cabbage is on sale right now for the holiday. Grab some extras. Oh, smart. Thank you for the heads up, for the idea. They store well in the fridge. What does everyone like to use cabbage for? For me, I think just corned beef and cabbage, really. I think that's the only time we ever cook cabbage. I do like, I don't think we've ever made it for our tacos at home, but there's a restaurant nearby that uses, or you have the option of like cabbage or lettuce in tacos. And I do like the cabbage in the tacos, I think. Can add a nice crunch. Shawnee goes, yeah, I'm trying to hide the lentils in the meatloaf. I cook the lentils and mash them to be mixed into the meatloaf before baking. Hmm. I love to make cabbage soup. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever had cabbage soup before. Cabbage means egg rolls to me, but I need to find new ways. Maybe a soup, maybe a stuffed dumpling. Okay, hold on, let me think. I feel like there's something I might be thinking of. I'm trying to remember. Um, I don't recall. But maybe cabbage with some like rolled beef in between, maybe with some peas, small diced carrots, maybe, and some type of like tomato sauce might be great. Similar to like a stuffed pepper, but with cabbage. That might be great. Maybe with a little bit of like a sriracha and slash or like kimchi or kimchi kind of a sauce. I love a cabbage slaw on a taco. What's all in the soup? It's interesting how food, like in live streams, and both live streams that my wife and I have had, and I'm counting the ones that I do by myself without my wife present as mine and my wife's live streams. It's all our content, all ours. Um, in the live streams that mine and my wife have had, and live streams that I've watched, food is a popular topic. I've gotten hungry, like in live streams that mine and my wife have had, and maybe from watching live streams too, getting hungry. Cabbage rolls, I hear about like stuffed meat in a cabbage leaf. Yeah, something like that, maybe. It's carriage, sausage, celery, and cabbage. Oh, interesting. Well, if anyone's watching this who is not subscribed to mine and my wife's channel, if you're a foodie, if you're into food, both eating and preparing slash cooking, subscribe to mine and my wife's channel because we have a lot of food content, cooking tips, things I've learned working in the restaurant industry for like 25 years, things I've learned from cooking at home for many, many years. Um, I have things I picked up from like some really talented chefs and cooks over the years, different tips for cooking, and some of it's just beautiful food, yummy looking food, different food content. Then subscribe to my wife's channel if you're into that stuff because we have food content. Adon Mena said hi. Adon Mena, I need to go. All right. Hey, thanks for being here, Adon Mena. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for staying active in the chat. Thanks for being kind. You're really really cool, and I've known you for a short period of time, but you're really cool so far, and I hope you stay that way. So I hope to see you in future live streams. Stop by, watch our videos, help us out, help my wife and I out by playing our playlist to help us with watch hours, please. If you'd be so kind, if you just want to like have your phone going, playing the playlist or playlists, that would be awesome. Take care. Thank you for being here. Shawnee Groves, I watched someone make lentil crackers the other day. I might try it. Like baking them to be crunchy or something? That sounds interesting. What is lentil? Lentil is a legume, I believe. It's kind of like a bean. I think it's considered a legume, or it might be a legume. They're small. How would I describe them? I think red. It's a type of red. Um, they're like 1/3 or 1/4 of the size of an American penny. Maybe a better way to describe it would be 1/3 the size of an American dime. Might be better, more closer. Shawnee Gross. So they cooked the lentils and then added them to flour. I was thinking before if it wondering if it like had flour added to it or something. Flour and flax, chia something else. Rolled it out, poked it with a fork, baked it. That's a screenshot worthy comment right there. Boom, that's awesome. Okay, thank y'all. No wrote. Not sure what the thank y'all was about. If I was included in the thank, then you're welcome for whatever. Oh, I'm thirsty. I'm hydrating. I think I just ate some food before, and I think my body is just wanting some water. Maybe it was salty. Shawnee grows lentil is a legume that looks like a split pea. Well, there you go. Like a split pea. I think I didn't think of that option of describing it or whatever. Many colors has protein and fiber leaf. Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it does come in more than one color. I think red might be the more common, maybe. Um, but I think it does come in another color or colors besides red. Maybe pink might be one. Trying to remember. I love lentils. I think they're so delicious. I'm happy this was mentioned. One of the things I love about live streams, and I mentioned this in at least one of my wife's recent live streams, was being reminded of things, like thinking, like, oh, lentils, yeah, I should get some lentils, stuff like that. Like just being reminded of things, getting ideas. I love those things about live streams. Lentil soup, whoo, that's delicious. Oh, lentil soup with maybe like a little beef. You know what I want? Beef barley soup, beef and barley, whatever it's called. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's like a nutty, awesome texture, nutty flavor, like an awesome texture to it. Um, the texture could be described as nutty, as far as like having a little bite to it, kind of al dente or something. Um, Flavor, I think, nutty. Beef and barley soup. I think lentil soup might frequently have like some type of beef base or beef stock or something. Thank you for telling me. Oh, you're welcome. That was to me. I think about the maybe the legume thing I answered or whatever about what lentil is. Maybe the size of it too. Shawnee grows. I need to try making lentil soup. You should try it because lentil soup is delicious. Beef and barley soup is fantastic. I agree. I always keep barley in the pantry. We don't. I don't remember if we've ever had barley anywhere we've lived as far as in our pantry or food storage. Um, Screenshot. I'm gonna be thinking about beef and barley soup and different ways to use lentils now this week, which is great. It's fun. We love cooking and we love eating many different things, a variety of different things. Yeah, beef and barley soup. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That sounds amazing right now. No, my mom said I have to go to bed, guys. Love y'all. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Stay safe and listen to your mother. Go to bed. Thank you sincerely for being here, for being awesome. You've been active in the chat and kind, and you seem really cool. So, you, Nov3, and Adon Mena, you folks seem to be really cool people. And I gotta say, the people that show up to mine and my wife's live streams, um, we get a lot of really cool people. We got good crews, and we frequently have some really great conversations. Fun, educational, sometimes a combo of both. Um, yeah. So thanks for being here, Nov3. Be safe. You still cooking up lamb in your menu? Wow, if you're talking about from when my wife and I were partners in a restaurant, we are no longer partners in the restaurant. We sold our portion. That was maybe a while ago, over a year ago, over like maybe 2 years ago or something like that. We had lamb on our menu, lamb loin chops, if that's what you're talking about when we had our restaurant. Shawnee Grows, enjoy your sleep. Have a great day tomorrow. There you go, Shawnee. Great job being kind. Shawnee Grows, any plans to plant a tree for Earth Day? No, I didn't even know when Earth Day is. I'll just like plant a bunch of stuff year round and hopefully some trees. I do want to focus on our food forest this year, cleaning it up, getting wood chips down, um, getting trees and plants planted, and really because it takes or certain things take 1, 2, 3+ years to produce food. I really want to like get stuff going sooner the better, and that really we haven't done much with it kind of since maybe the first year we started. Maybe the second year we were relatively active, but I really want to get that going. I want some perennials, or more perennials rather. We have some, and want to get like the guilds going and just do it. That's like a big dream of mine, is to get a food forest um, really going well and successful. That's a big dream of mine. April something. Yeah, gardeners plant all the time. LOL. Oh yes, I need some wood chips. We have a wood chipper. We bought a used one, and it's not working. I think it might have been like temporarily fixed. I went to use it again, use it or whatever, and it wasn't. So I really want to get that thing fixed. And looks like I'll be paying somebody because I'm not good with that stuff. I don't know how to fix stuff that well, and I don't know how to build that well. So I mean, I have a buddy that would come over and probably try to do it for free or offer to do it for free or very cheap, but I'd rather just pay him for his time and effort if he does come. But we have a wood chipper and works pretty good. It's not huge. I mean, it's like maybe the area that feeds that you feed the stuff into is about like what was it? 10, mhm, maybe 12 inches square, maybe, or something like that, give or take. It's pretty good. Wood chips are amazing. They're so amazing. If I big goal of not a big necessarily whatever size goal. Something I would really love is to have a massive wood chip pile just decomposing, just wood chips. And I've thought about maybe being that it's predominantly carbon, just pouring urine over it, just adding nitrogen probably would heat up. Maybe just those two alone might get hot, and have some at least partially broken down stuff. Maybe a nice mix of stuff that's not broken down and stuff that's partially broken down, and use that as a mulch. And I want to do the back to Eden. I don't know why I said I want to do the back to Eden kind of food forest thing. And I did put some wood chips down just right around certain things I believe that we planted in the food forest, but that stuff is probably all, I'm going to say surely all decomposed by now. It's overgrown with all wild vegetation. So right now it's like maybe put a tarp down, maybe cardboard. I don't like the idea of using tarps and cardboard because of toxins, but whatever. Hopefully it would be a negligible amount if we used one or both of those things, and smother out the native vegetation that's there. Oh, it's a tiny chipper. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I could push like stuff through it relatively quick for a maybe a relatively small chipper. It would take a while to get a good amount, but I think it'd be worth it. We could use it for um, litter for the chicken coop. That would be amazing. Just add it to compost. I mean, wood chips. I mean, landscaping is like a landscaping kind of a mulch. I mean, oh, it's so useful. The things that like get like gardeners and homesteaders excited. Like I've thought of stuff like this in the past. It's like other people just see leaves in the ground and we're like resources. Yeah, organic matter. It's so funny. Like that stuff. How like wood chips are like oh so awesome to like gardeners and homesteaders. Flame weed the vegetation. Maybe, maybe. Would I have to wait until it's dry? I mean, maybe I wouldn't have to, but maybe it would be best to do when dry. And if so, oof, I would not want to light. I wouldn't want it to spread on our property. I wouldn't want to light parts of our property on fire that I don't want to. But flame weeding would be awesome because then I could probably kill. I'm gonna think about that. Maybe even just controlled burn. Maybe. I might do that. Um, then maybe that would kill like um, seeds that I don't want in that area. I don't want to necessarily say unwanted seeds because like I want the vegetation on our property. I want weeds, on just whatever unwanted plants, whatever native vegetation growing all over our property. I just don't want them in the food forest. So it would kill the vegetation that it's not stuff we planted. Then that might be an excellent idea. Huh. And it would also be beneficial to the soil, at least temporarily, or at least at some point once it either immediately, well, maybe immediately, I'll say immediately and slash or over time once the nutrients work into the soil. Just like wood ash, it just add certain things. Don't have to wait till dry. I actually think heat will damage the tissues at any growth. Very interesting. I actually think our one of our neighbors who we're on great terms with, really nice lady. I think that she might have one, and I would be willing to ask her to use it instead of buying one, or maybe I could rent one. Maybe screenshot, Shawnee. You're awesome. I love talking to you about stuff. Shawnee Gross. Heat will damage the tissues on any growth. Okay, I read that one before. If it's a spot that already has your food forest perennials, flame weed carefully. Yes, I would try to be careful for sure. We've got like black raspberry, raspberries, mulberry, like native Missouri plum trees, blackberries. I wonder if our thyme that we planted, or whoever in my family planted, is going to come back or not. But we've got some different things. I think there's like one sage plant that might have survived, or it survived maybe up until last year. It was there, I think. Egyptian walking onions. And then kind of in one area of the food forest, there's, which I might remove them. We have two garden beds, like raised beds or whatever. Planters actually is probably might be more. Actually, no, I think that might be considered raised beds. They're open at the bottom. That we had asparagus growing in. Comfrey is growing in different parts of that. So we got some stuff going on. Some stuff. Lyrics King, I saw you before. I didn't greet you yet. Welcome in, Lyrics King. That is Akash, I believe. Akash, welcome back. Akash, I just connected to them, or rather, my wife and I. My wife's channel connected to Akash recently. When I say Akash, that is Lyrics King. My wife and I recently connected to them. I don't recall if I found out if you're a male or a female, so I don't want to say he and assume. Akash, are you a male or a female? So I know how to properly address you. What's on your mind? Channel name? Question mark. Jailbaiting Tackle Outdoors. Welcome back. You were just at a recent live stream of my wife's recent live streams. Hugo Culture. I don't understand the question. Oh, maybe what I was talking about, the beds. They're well, planters I think are typically solid in the bottom, or maybe typically solid, and raised beds are typically open, or have to be open to be considered a raised bed. So I think these would be raised beds. They're just like cedar boxes, the things I was talking about. We do have one finished hugelkultur bed, which already has horseradish growing in it. It came back, which is awesome. Mallow plants, which has come back for at least 1 year. And I hope and assume they probably will, or assume they might rather, come back again. And the rest of it's open for planting, whatever. And we have two more hugelkultur beds that we're working on finishing and getting ready. And I'm probably going to plant in them very shortly after I finish them. And I think I will have great success. A lot of people say, don't plant in them right away. You do it certain ways, you can plant in them right away. A lot of gardeners like things to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. They like best results. Like, would you rather have some food or not have food? Sure, go for optimal, aim for the best. And sometimes you gotta you don't have to. Sometimes I think it's best to just go for it. If not everything grows, that's fine. Some wildlife gets some food, that's fine. Some pests come in, whatever. It stinks, but you got to be in it to win it. You gotta plant. You gotta try. And some things are gonna fail. That's okay. Some gardeners they get so weird and stressed out about stuff. It's like, you can't do this. You can't use that manure too soon. You can't use unfinished compost. You can't. And there's people out there doing things, all the aforementioned things that I just said successfully. There's best and then there's can't. Sure. Again, aim for best. But a lot of people get two things happen. One, analysis paralysis. They think, they get frozen, they don't do anything. So what happens? You don't do anything, you're not productive. Two, they want things to be ideal or close to ideal before they try. And if it's not ideal or close to ideal, they don't try. And then you're not productive. So I say do. Learn as you go. In the context of gardening, learn as you grow. And don't get stressed out about it. Even though it's understandable. Sure, pests will anger me, upset me, get annoyed, hard work, ruined. I get it. I get it. But one of the many benefits of gardening are the therapeutic, the psychological benefits. So I think a lot of gardeners, they get stressed out when that's not what gardening should do for you. It should make you happy. So if you learn to just kind of chill and roll with the punches with gardening and arguably in life, you're better off. Okay? Or at least many things in life. That might have been considered a rant right there. Male. Okay, thank you for letting me know, sir. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Do you supplement with eggshells, use charcoal, and or used coffee grinds? We use coffee grounds, used coffee grounds, and there's definitely some unused coffee grounds, small amounts relative to the used coffee grounds as far as the ratio. Used with a little bit of unused coffee grounds. We use used with a little bit of unused coffee grounds. Eggshells and not charcoal as far as what's actually considered charcoal and like biochar and stuff. We use wood ash. I would love to make biochar. Maybe some of the stuff that we've used would be considered biochar, but or charcoal. But to truly be charcoal, it has to burn in a state of pyrolysis in an oxygen deprived environment. And we're just taking burnt stuff out of our wood stove and using that. And eggshells. I'm not sure if I said yes to that before. Yes, we do use eggshells, and we use all of those things in different ways. We use it like lasagna style in layers, sprinkling different things, different layers in our hugelkultur beds. The ones we're building and the one we've already built. I'm assuming at least some of those things have been used in that. I add coffee grounds to potting soil, eggshells, and all those different things go into a compost pile. I like using things different ways. And I could talk about why probably, but I won't get into details right now or too many details right now. We use those things and many other things, not just those things. Again, coffee grounds, used, a little bit unused, eggshells, and wood ash, which is sometimes very fine, sometimes it's large chunks, whatever, different size pieces, which there's benefits to the different size pieces in compost and as a soil amendment and adding as an ingredient to as a growing medium, benefits to different size pieces. Wood ash and wood, burned wood, whatever the correct way to say that is, and use them as soil amendments, top dressing as well. Use tea leaves. I work in restaurants, so I have access to a lot of awesome stuff. Gardeners who are like really serious about gardening, and I'm about to say something, I'm serious about it. If you're really serious about gardening, folks, for our millions of viewers around the world who are watching this right now, millions of people watching this live stream, and the millions of people who will catch the replay, get at least a part-time job, like even if it's one shift a week at a restaurant. If at that restaurant you can get resources, eggshells, used tea leaves, used coffee grounds, different types of food scraps like vegetation, like greens and things and whatever. Especially if you have like chickens and or rabbits, other livestock you can feed things to. There are so many things you can get. Seafood shells, like mollusk shells, whatever is considered mollusk shells, like whatever. For example, actually get rid of mollusk shells. I'm not really, at least at the moment, I either don't know what mollusk shells specifically are, And if I do, I don't want to think about it and put the effort in to remember. But clam shells, oyster shells, lobster shells, um, crab shells, mussel shells, all those things in a restaurant. And I posted videos about this. Please, if you're into this stuff, folks, watch the videos. I just posted a video recently about the benefits of, or it was about, or something like the benefits of using seafood shells in your garden. Um, so yeah, very seriously, you can get great value besides the money you're making, maybe as a waiter, waitress, cook, whatever position. Besides the money you'll be making, you can get some great value as far as monetary value worth of stuff by working at a restaurant. That's a real recommendation. I get excited about stuff. Lonnie Oliver 6670. Hey bro, Hugo Beds, long time pecan trees, love ash. Pecan. I say pecan. I'm not sure why I read that pecan. Pecan. I did it again. Pecan trees love ash. Okay, interesting. I've heard of ash being used. I think I've heard of ash being used as like an antifungal thing, anti-pest, whatever thing with in orchards maybe. Do you day the eggshells first? I'm not sure what you meant there. Oh, dry. Okay, dry the eggshells first. I think I have in the past, but no. Crumble them up, even with a little bit of the protein on it. See, there's a Colin thing that a lot of people are like, oh no, you have to bake them and this. No, you don't. Throw it in your compost pile. You could, and in my opinion, you should, as long as it's like covered and it's safe and pests can't get to it. Use animal proteins and fats in your compost. Like David the Good has a phenomenal channel, and he described it really well. And I'm going to paraphrase that there's a lot of energy in like meat, whatever he was talking about. It was some type of animal-based protein and or fat at the time. I think he was talking about. But there's a lot of energy in that stuff. Microbiology will go crazy over it, and it breaks down. Animals die. They're on the ground. They break down, and then you look at all the lush vegetation that will pop up around their corpses. Okay, where their bodies once were. Um, so back to my thing that got me going on that eggshells with the whatever's on there, a little bit of egg in there, yeah, right into the compost. Break it up, crumble it up, feed it to the chickens with the egg. We feed eggs to our chickens, like actual yolk and whites to our chickens. So feed them the shells, they're getting protein and fat and some eggshells, which is great for them. A great source of calcium for them. Um, Crunch up some eggshells, throw them in your garden. A lot of people overthink things. Take organic matter, as long as you're not attracting pests, throw it in your garden. Straight up. I've had some of my best success with gardening by just like using lots of organic matter in ways that some gardeners, or maybe many gardeners, would be like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, whatever. I've taken whole eggs, like eggs that maybe like more dirty than I would like. They might have like mud on them and or poop or whatever, and I just like smashed them near our mulberry tree. I think when our older son, we have two sons, or I'm talking about our older son. I think our older son has done that as well. Throw eggs near the mulberry tree. It's all going to break down. It's all going to feed the soil and the plants, trees, whatever. Hugo beds. I think. Oh, Hugo culture beds. Are you? I'm confused. Perhaps. Are you? What do you mean by Hugo beds, Lonnie Oliver? And welcome in, Lonnie Oliver, just in case I didn't welcome you before. I might have been on a rant at the time. Jailbait, tackle outdoors. I heard fish carcasses are good for gardens, but never tried that. Fish carcasses are great for gardens. Absolutely. The old tip of I think people say like Native Americans did it. I think a lot of people say like when they want something to be cool, they're like, oh, Native Americans did it. I don't know if Native Americans actually did it. I'm pretty sure there's Italian Americans who do it. Maybe it's an old world European thing and slash or Native American thing to bury fish scraps, fish heads, fish carcasses in with like tomatoes, for example. I think was a thing that Italian Americans have done, and maybe, and I'm assuming not just Italian Americans, but it might have been popular with Italian American gardeners. Um, I'm actually gonna maybe I'll look that up and see what culture or cultures around the world have used like fish scraps for gardening. But like fish emulsion, which is just like blended up fish bodies, maybe with the bones too, is a great fertilizer. It's a great fertilizer. They're a black and white duck that are good for gardens. They eat insects, not plants. What I think I might have missed something or some things, and I'm sorry if I'm not understanding everyone's comments, folks. I get confused sometimes, so try to be patient with me. What black and white duck are you talking about? I've heard ducks are great for pest control, like eating snails and things, and eating snails and maybe whatever else. But I've heard they're great for pest control for gardens. Chickens, if let loose, and I wouldn't do it because I mean, I've seen our chickens rip vegetation apart and just go crazy and eat vegetation. But apparently, if there's like insects in the garden, the chickens will. And this makes sense 'cause I think chickens do prefer insects over plants typically, maybe unless their bodies need it, unless their like instincts, their bodies, whatever, are really wanting vegetation. I think they typically will choose insects and like they'll choose meat a lot of times over like vegetation. I'll tell you, maybe almost always or always in my experience. But so back to my with the point I was trying to make. But I've heard of people letting their chickens loose for like just a little bit of time in their gardens. But that seems like I would not like it if they started eating our like plants. Fish for underground root growth. Yeah, burying fish is great. Back in New York, I would say when I was really started getting into gardening was back in New York, and there was an area that did a lot of trench composting. We were in the suburb. I'm talking a tiny area. It might have been like I don't know. I don't think of the space, but uh, maybe 8 feet by uh, somewhere between 8 to 10 feet by 8 to 10 feet was one area approximately. Then there was a little strip that was like longer, whatever. Small area. Trench composting, just burying a lot of food scraps. And it was amazing. Earthworms, wow, large earthworm population. That soil was spongy and rich. It was amazing. I would dump unfinished compost, stuff that wasn't fully rotted, boom, just right on there. And I don't recall if I always, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I definitely buried stuff, and I'm pretty sure I buried unfinished compost. But the point was, I was burying stuff for sure. I know that, and I think I was also just dumping stuff on the soil as well. And maybe I was mixing it in, partially mixing it in, but whatever it was, there was a massive amount of organic matter, and that soil was incredibly rich. And we grew some of the best crops we have ever grown in that. Um, some people get so like concerned about you have to use fully finished compost, and if it has manure, it has to be aged 90 days or more, and they get all like extreme about it. A lot of times it comes down to trial and error and having fun. Be willing to fail. Be willing to try something. I mean, sometimes you could have a major loss. You could lose a big part of your garden, whatever. Sometimes what you try something out with a few broccoli plants or something. you lose like what, 8 cents in seeds or something. Like I was talking about this earlier. Gardening is not supposed to be stressful, even though it can be. Like many enjoyable, great, rewarding things in life, it can be stressful, like with pests, for example. But overall, your overall experience with gardening is not supposed to be stressful. And a lot of people get so stressed out and like worried and uh, crazy about stuff. I think they shouldn't be like that. As in, they shouldn't be stressed like that. They shouldn't be getting crazy about stuff. Perched on fences, flew little, black and white ducks. I don't know what you're talking about. What are the names of the ducks you're talking about? And Lonnie Oliver, earlier you wrote Hugo beds, question mark. Were you asking about hugelkultur beds? Do you have any in-ground gardens that are not raised beds? Yes, we do. If so, when I was a groundskeeper for DuPont family, I think that's if it's the DuPont family, I assume they're an extremely rich family and maybe powerful as well. We use straw between the grow channel rows. Helps moisture of soil, less mud track. Straw, as long as it's not contaminated with like pesticides, insecticides, toxic garbage, is phenomenal for gardening. Yes, we do have in-ground gardens. Our food forest is all in-ground, and we also have one in-ground garden. In those two ways, the food forest and the in-ground bed, or whatever it is, we grow in-ground. And then we have our hugelkultur bed. We have two we're working on. We do a lot of container gardening. Excuse me. We do a lot of container gardening. We like growing different ways. That's one way of diversifying your food folio instead of portfolio, food folio. And you could use diversifying your food folio different ways as far as what you ingest and also as far as your food production. All right, I might have missed some stuff. And if I missed anything, folks, my apologies. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and answer questions and maybe rant a little bit, at least a little bit. All right, 10 likes. I don't know if that was my last goal or if it was 12. If you're still here playing this live stream, say hello in the chat. Jailbait and tackle outdoors. Are any flowers other than marigold food for repelling insects harming the veggie plants? Yes, there are definitely. And if I thought about it, I could probably remember. Or I would hopefully remember. Let me think. Well, not just flowers. I'll throw like basil, for example. I'll throw that out there. That's aromatic, and certain like insects and or animals don't like that, so it repels them. Um, if I think of something, if something pops back in my brain, I'll let you know. Been a long day. Garlic, yes. Onion, yes. Allium, things in the allium family are yes. Very, very good, Lonnie Oliver. Very good, yes. Jailbait and tackle outdoors. You've had some great questions. Thank you for staying active in the chat and asking great questions. Thank you, Lonnie Oliver. And Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors for staying active in the chat. Oh, and Pavan wrote, "Hi, Uncle. You from?" Pavan, my apologies if I did not welcome you in before. I think I did not. Welcome in. And Uncle, is that like I don't know who that was to. If it was to me, is that like some informal or maybe even formal, like respecting way of saying hello? Just call people uncle. Like some people say bro. Is that like a thing to say uncle? I don't know. I'm just asking. As far as I know, I'm not your uncle. As far as I know, I'm nobody's uncle as of now. Hopefully that will change, and the sooner the better. Sooner that changes, the better. I would love to be an uncle. Lonnie Oliver, you don't remember me. It's been a while. I'm the Blue Roses guy. I remember. I remember the Blue Roses guy. You were like really into growing blue roses. I think it might have been from seed, perhaps. I think might have forgotten about the blue roses, but I remember your name, and I do remember the blue roses. I do remember we talked about blue roses as a group. Yes, and I remembered your name. So, which black and white ducks were you talking about, Lonnie Oliver? Two questions, Lonnie Oliver. Which black and white ducks were you talking about earlier? And what was your question about Hugo beds or whatever you wrote? I'm curious to know about the ducks, and I also want to know what your question meant. I do not have any moderators here right now, but I'm going to step aside for a very short break. Please don't leave, folks. Please hang out. Please stay active in the chat. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. I may have been connected to you longer than whoever else is here right now. So please keep an eye on the chat. As a matter of fact, everyone who's here right now, please keep an eye on the chat. And maybe at some point in the future, I'll make one of you or more than one of you moderators. I always wanted to help out people by owning land and letting people rent out small plots. That would be great. Have a small community of people who love gardening. Perhaps live in apartments, for example. That's awesome. I have an idea about like maybe small, perhaps. They could be large or any size. It would have to be at least an eighth or a quarter of an acre minimum, but preferably an acre or more of like small homesteads, like cut and paste tiny homes, multiple homesteads, and then there could be some communal activity, which I'm leaning towards not having that, and I won't get into my reasons why, like community gardens and stuff. That stuff is great in certain contexts, but not for what I have in mind. And yeah, like renting stuff like that, like ready to go homesteads. I won't give any more information because it's actually a very real business idea that I have that I won't give the details away because I don't know if anyone else is doing the stuff that I have in mind for doing. But I think that from my understanding of what you wrote, Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors, I think that's an awesome idea. You could make some money, and that could be really helpful to people to give them the opportunity to have some land and produce food on that land. B&W ducks, can't remember their name, but no, there are garden ducks, eat pests, but not veggies. Okay, cool. I'll try to look into that. That would be really, really cool to have ducks like that because, hey, they'll be growing and producing duck meat for us while they get rid of pests. I'll try to look into that. That's cool. I don't know if I just screenshot it or not. Maybe I did. I'll screenshot it again as a reminder for me to look that up. I will step aside. I'll be right back. Very, very short break, like 1 or 2 minutes, folks. I'll be right back. Please don't leave. Stay here. And everybody who's here, please keep an eye on the chat. Yeah, and stay active in the chat. I'll be right back, folks. Be right back. Jailbait, I just read your comment about what you were thinking, and that sounds awesome. If you can hear me, write yes in the chat. I'll be back soon, folks. That sounds great. My brain is going. If you live in Missouri, we should maybe talk business. All right, I am back and out of water. Glacier Shark, I saw you're in. Hello, if you're still here. So, Lonnie, did you ever get the blue roses growing or what? What helps, Lonnie? Did you ever grow the blue roses? I hear an echo. Thank you for whoever stayed here. Thank you for staying here, whoever stayed. Oh, I left the light on. That's not good. All right. And Lonnie, I'm not sure if you ever answered about the Hugo. You wrote something about, you had a question earlier about Hugo beds or something. Shawnee Grove's still listening. Thank you for keeping this going, Shawnee. Lonnie Oliver, not yet. I want to be sure they survive. Oh man, just go for it. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Those 5 P's right there. However, don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. I just spoke about this earlier in the live stream. I'm not sure if you were here or not, but some people get analysis paralysis and then they don't act. So nothing happens. And other people want things to be ideal or close to ideal before they act. And then they don't get ideal situation or close to ideal, so they don't act. No productivity, nothing happens. I say go for it, man. Or maybe try, I don't know how many seeds you have, but maybe try like 1 or 2 maybe. And hopefully they grow. If not, maybe you'll learn as you go, and then the next ones maybe then would grow. What more do you have to learn? You've been like, it's been, what has it been, months, or how long has it been since you've had the seeds or whatever? I say go for it. Go for it, Lonnie. Do it, man. Do it. Give it a shot. All right. Yeah, you're right. I frequently am. I would be lying if I didn't, if I said that I don't mean that, because I definitely at least partially mean that. Otherwise, I would hopefully not say it. Probably wouldn't say it. Does our host ever do ag soil sample testing? I have done it in the past. I think I did it back in New York. It's cool. I mean, it's definitely a helpful tool. Um, but in my opinion, if you want my opinion, which I'm going to give you, at least part of my opinion, it serves as a tool. It can give information for gardeners to like contour their approach, do certain things, add certain soil amendments, things like that. Sure. However, I think if they just work on improving the soil is going to get better. And whatever deficiencies are there, soil will get better. Certain things, everybody, no matter, or actually in most or all growing situations, organic matter is always going to help. Compost is always going to help. Okay. In most or all, not necessarily all situations. So if you're lacking certain minerals, nutrients, or whatever, good compost will help you. keep adding organic matter. If your pH is not where you want it to be, good compost will help. It'll bring it back down to more of a neutral, balanced pH that's great for most plants. And keep in mind, pH, there's only certain plants that like acidic soil, like basic soil, but it's not super acidic that they like. It's not super basic that they like. It's a little bit off. It's a little bit. So that's what I think. These are very delicate. I'll figure it out. Thanks, though. Thanks, Jailbait. Lonnie, give it a shot. I think you should go for it, and I hope they grow super well for you. And I look forward. Hopefully, you'll be in mine and my wife's future live streams. Hopefully, you'll be in more than one of them, plural. And I look forward, and I hope to get updates. And I hope the updates are amazing. Go for it. You know, the soil testing thing, it's I could connect it to my aforementioned points earlier about analysis paralysis and waiting for ideal or close to ideal conditions. A lot of people, they get fixated and be like, "Oh, now I've got to buy this thing and I've got to do this and this, and oh no, there's not enough calcium in my soil. There's too much this and that, whatever." Just focus on improving the soil, and most things will work themselves out. If that makes sense. And I might not have explained it well. I might not have explained it thoroughly. We'll see. I'm looking for updates, Lonnie. I'm looking for updates. Looking for updates. I'm gonna finish this up actually, folks. It's been over an hour and a half. Maybe didn't expect for it to go this long. And maybe if it did go longer than I expected, it might be because I had such a great time. I did have a great time. This was an awesome live stream. We've had some really cool people here and some great discussions. I loved it. I loved it. Shawnee Grows wrote, "See you around." See you around, Shawnee. You take care. Thank you for all of your support. You're awesome. Lonnie, you're awesome. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors, you're awesome. See you next time. See you next time. See you next time, Jailbait. And yeah, stay safe out there, everybody. Chase your dreams. Put God first and foremost in your life. Everyone else and everything else will fall into place. I love you all. Take care, everybody. Thank you all so much for all of your support, for every like, for every comment that was not bad. I don't think we had anything bad that I can remember in the chat today. We might not have had any trolls today. I don't remember any trolls. So if so, no trolls is great. No bad comments, great. And yeah, thanks for great discussions, folks. Take care, everybody.